Teddy, you're disrupting the shoot, Teddy. You need to go down. Gaurama, Teddy kariyamma kedage. Oh, chicken ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೋ. Chicken ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೋ.
He's checking if you're not lying.
We realized we were lying. This is our family-owned farm, and we've been farmers for the last 3 generations. This was incepted by my father, who's from a native village around here. It's called Oblapura. Dee Mandala is, D stands for Dheeraj. He fondly named it after me. And Mandala is peaceful community living. If all aspects of a community come together and you're able to cherish the life that it offers by unity, so that is what was the whole intention. So we decided to, so with the whole greenhouse culture coming into the thing, and after my father did a lot of research about how things were going in greenhouses, we decided that one, it had to be something that would grow vertically, which meant we had to look at creepers or vines. And the second thing was these cucumbers were, to him it just, I don't know, it resonated very well with him. Then he decided, okay, that he wants to try and introduce something new to the market. We decided to venture into English cucumbers. He was a pioneer in growing English cucumbers. Then we started expanding our greenhouse assets. More and more started going into it. We started diversifying from greenhouses to salad tomatoes or English tomatoes. And then we started growing all sorts of exotics, bell peppers, colored bell peppers. We grew a whole bunch of herbs, basil, thyme, rosemary, even broccoli, lettuce for that matter. 2014 and 2015 was a very crucial year for us. Our company was going from strength to strength. We had invested a lot. We finally seemed to have our game together. We were shipping out like 15 tons of vegetables on a daily basis. Our company was growing from a small family-run company to it was actually becoming a corporate powerhouse in terms of agriculture. What we didn't account for was nature and its might, if I may say so. One fine day in May, it was sunny in the morning. I was at the farm. By around 4, we saw massive rain clouds. 4:30, it was a downpour like I'd never seen before. Within the next 1 hour, by 5:36, the winds picked up. It was a thunderstorm, and 15 acres of our greenhouses just collapsed, and another 15 to 20 acres had quite a bit of damage in terms of top sheet being ripped apart, torn away. It was something that we just didn't think would happen. When everything was going so well, this was just a mighty big blow. So that was probably a massive turning point in the whole history of our company, as well as for our family. Something about harvesting is very meditative, you just get into that zone, peacefully pluck out one after another. You ensure that the size is right.
At that time, honestly, all I could hear was how much of a catastrophe it was and what a big impact it was having. But it was still that I was very far removed from the actual farm. I was just hearing about it from people, from my brother, from my dad, and there was a sudden change in our lifestyle, but I didn't really understand the impact of what happened to our land.
Much like everything else, we have a certain number of people that are dependent on us. They rely on us to put food on their own table. we rely on them to put food on a lot of other people's tables. And so we started looking at ourselves as a community that needs to grow together. A lot of our previous growing habits was reliant on resources and raw material that was coming in from the outside, which wasn't sustainable on its own. How much are we going to sort of spend or have expenses which is going to just keep mounting and mounting, which is going to give probably the same amount of results or revenue that we are getting as of now. So we decided to take a step back. We thought about how we could sustain ourselves, how we could do everything in-house, how we can probably cut back these costs, empower our people to do more with less, and just build a ecosystem, build a structure, or build a farming community which can sustain on its own. So we were so used to providing nutrition to our crops inorganically through chemicals or whatever it might be. So we had to just think for ourselves as to how we could in fact do the same thing without having to spend as much, without having to go outside for all of this. The immediate future, I would say, is getting our act together. It's slowly but surely happening. Sometimes you learn from life when you go through the tough patches. We had a trusted bunch of people. Now I can't even call them staff. Now I would actually like to call them family. We had a trusted bunch of people who stayed on, who strived through all of those difficult times. Here at the farm, be it in the city where we were trying to ship out our produce directly to the consumers, even these consumers who have so much faith and loyalty in us as a brand. And of course, people like Shamik and Farmizen and the likes of these aggregators who sort of look at the efforts being put in by natural farmers and trying to bring that to the table across different places. We're slowly opening our eyes and we're seeing that yes, it does exist. This ecosystem is there, and it's a much healthier and greener pasture as to what we were used to. And maybe that downfall was to make us realize that you don't have to go about it in a factory method of growing things. It's ultimately you're growing, and nature grows on its own. So it's about helping nature, working with nature, and nature is going to give it back to you in abundance.